what's up YouTubers? It's me again, Brian, aka Gamer55551, and I am back with a political My 2 Cent video. Originally I was going to shoot this yesterday on Thursday though, but for me as a gamer, because of the big announcement of Nintendo's new system called Nintendo NX, I decided to weigh in on that one and decided to hold this one off for today though. I mean, some may think it's silly, but I'm into both politics. I'm also into gaming as well, so a mixture of both. Alright, anyway, for this video I'm going to be talking about the third and final, and thank freaking God, the third and final presidential debate. And I have to say though, after watching through it though, I have to say that while I agree, I think the tone of it though, at the very least, was a little bit toned down, a little bit. I'm not saying a whole lot. It did get nasty, but I didn't think it was as nasty as it was in the second presidential debate though. I think that there are a lot of people who claim, and I kind of agree with this though, that Trump was able to hold himself for about 30 minutes. Then he started to unravel, and then he gave one big hell of a shocker for the debate that has been like highlighted on the news all over the place. And his comment saying that he'll think about it when asked about if he would accept the election results. As some of you may remember, he is going out making the outrageous claim that our election is rigged and all that stuff, playing the voter fraud argument though that we hear all the time. And Trump isn't the only person. I've heard this from the Republicans many times, which comes off as basically comes off as sort of a voter suppression in a way, because they're trying to sort of basically that they know they can't get other demographics to come in, so they have to suppress those demographics by using voter fraud as a cover. At least that's how I look at it though. So I mean, look what happened in Florida with Governor Rick Scott when he closed down several polls in Florida in 2012, trying to make it look like trying to make sure that Romney wins Florida, only that wasn't the case, and he was called out about it, and recently had to deal with a lawsuit being thrown at him in which he had to extend the voting register of people to vote. I think to me that was probably the big shocker and the nasty woman comment that he made though. And I have to say, if there was any attempt to Trump try to get something out of this, to try to have the wind turn against him at this late of the game, he didn't do it. He did not in any way do it though. I mean, while I think Hillary didn't deliver any kind of knockout punch, at least as far as I'm aware of though, Trump did not do anything like the second base to change the situation on the ground. I think that by this point, as we get closer and closer to the election though, the Republicans are, at least the establishment are feeling the pain, started feeling some of the pressure though, and we are now starting to see some, though not coming out publicly to say this, but privately it's looking more and more likely that they're going to take the strategy of, we're giving up on Trump, let's work on trying to protect the House and the Senate. In other words, recently in New Hampshire they ran an ad basically painting the Republican senator, I forgot her name, I apologize if I forgot it, again, I'm sorry about that though, who's currently trailing behind her Democrat opponent though, as like, they don't mention Hillary's name, but it goes out as like, but it basically gives the message of, we know Hillary's going to win the White House, vote for me so I could be the check and balance for Hillary Clinton though. So this debate did not change anything. I think a lot of people are believing, and I do agree with that. I mean, again, a lot can happen between now and election day though, but it's looking more and more likely that Hillary will become the next president. This debate did not change any narrative. It did not change the situation on the ground, at least as far as I know though. Trump did nothing to try to change the situation, get voting blocks that he really needed, though, like such as, you know, Latinos and Hispanics, women, blacks, Muslims, and all other minorities groups that he basically alienated with his outrageous and sometimes offensive and racist comments, though. You know, the build the wall for Mexico, or Mexicans are rapists and all that stuff. And I think really the tape has done more damage to him than it has, though. I mean, this has overshadowed any of the WikiLeaks stories that have been coming out about, you know, about the printing of Clinton's emails. And the thing is, some may call this a pro-Clinton statement, though, is that there's really no smoking gun out of it. There's nothing in there that shows that the smoking gun that's taking down Hillary. Now, there are some anti-Hillary people who are going to paint it like that, but I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing this. The tape that Donald Trump was in did a lot more damage to him than the WikiLeaks story, though. And this goes back to something I've said before, and I've said it again, I think I have, though, is that if you take Trump out of this presidential race, all the negatives Hillary had would have hurt her a lot more than it is right now. The reason why it's not is because of Donald Trump. He wants the spotlight on him 24/7. He basically sucks the the oxygen out of the room. It's because of that he's overshadowing any of the controversies Hillary has. On top of that, even though Hillary has some negativities, Trump managed to outdo her on the negativities. In fact, hell, even Hillary has made some effort to make herself likable and reach out to other groups, though. Again, I'm not saying she has completed it or anything, no. I mean, it's not perfect, but she's nowhere in the position that Trump is in right now, and it just still boggles my mind even today, though. I mean, it just basically just was like, yeah, it's over. It's over. I mean, there was really nothing Trump did, and I know I'm beating the dead horse by saying this again and again, but Trump did nothing to fix the situation. And meanwhile, at the same time, I don't believe that Hillary delivered a knockout blow in a way. I think it was the tape that did more harm than... I mean, don't get me wrong, I think Hillary did good. I mean, after all, she has done these debates before, but I didn't think that she delivered the kind of knockout punch to really knock Trump out or anything like that, though. I will say that I thought Chris Wallace did well, though, okay? I am iffy about it because he works at Fox News, which is basically a right-leaning news organization. I mean, I don't buy that fair and balanced argument one single bit, though, okay? That's just nothing more than a disguise for the fact that they're really a right-leaning news organization, big time. I mean, news organization, though. But that said, I thought Chris Wallace did well on it, though, and I thought he was able to maintain control of the debate, even though he was the only one on stage, though. So he did well. He did well. But overall, Trump could have tried to give one last hurdle to bring himself back up. He didn't. He did not do anything like that. It is obviously clear that at this point, it's looking like Hillary will become the next president, though. Again, I could be wrong. I could be literally wrong, but it's looking more and more likely that's what is going to happen, though. I think the Republicans are now worried about basically the fallout from Trump and how it's going to hit them. If anything, I think it looks like the Democrats will be able to retain the Senate, though, easily, though. I could be wrong, though. But I do think they'll have an easier time retaking the Senate, though. The House, given that they have to take 30 seats to do that, I don't think it's going to happen. It's possible, but I don't think it's going to happen. But it is also possible that the Republicans could retain the House, but in smaller numbers, not as big numbers as they had before this election, though. So they could still retain the House, but still lose a lot of seats and still have a smaller minority than they did. I mean, smaller majority than they did, though. So, as for, in fact, what's also interesting is the fact that Hillary is testing the waters on seeing if she could flip some red states into blue for her, though. Now, she has multiple paths that she could reach 270, though, the Electoral College, though. More than Trump does, all right? The fact that she could try to flip some of these states, it's not out of the realm of possibility, though, but it's not going to be easy. Utah, she could try to, but I think the third-party person that's running against Trump, the anti-Trump candidate, though, is surging, so I can't see her flipping Utah, though. I mean, it's possible, though, but not really, though. Texas, I do believe that Texas could flip some point in the near future. A lot of that has to do with the fact that you have a growing Latino community there, and they could easily flip Texas one day, but I just don't see that happening now, okay? I could be wrong, but I just don't see that happening. Arizona, I think, has a good chance of flipping blue, going from red to being blue. Again, thanks to the growing Latino community, though. So there is a good chance she could flip Arizona, though. Not sure about the other red states, but I think Arizona, she does have a good chance, though. So, overall, it was painstaking to watch, but I watched it, though. It was an okay debate in general, though. I don't think it moved the needle or do anything like that, though. Again, I thought Hillary did well, but she didn't deliver a knockout blow, at least from what I saw, though. And Trump, he did nothing to fix the situation. This was an opportunity to try to present himself in a way and try to undo the damage, though, that has been done over the last couple of weeks because of that tape, though. But he did nothing. He did absolutely nothing to fix the situation, and I think there's a good chance that this election I think there's a good chance that Hillary will be the next president. I really think that, given the direction it's going, I think Hillary will more than likely be our next president of the United States. Again, I could be wrong, but I think that's where we're heading right now. Anyway, again, these are my thoughts, but what are yours? What's your opinion about the third presidential debate? Did you watch it, or did you not bother watching it, though? Do you think Hillary did well? Do you think Trump did well? Do you think Hillary did awful? Do you think Trump did awful? Do you think this changed anything, though, or do you think it doesn't change anything at all? Do you think the Democrats will take back the Senate, or do you think the Republicans will hold it? Do you think the Democrats have a shot of taking back the House, or do you think the Republicans will still hold it, though? Do you think Trump is going to have an impact on some of these Republican House and Senate races, though, or do you think it's not going to have an impact at all? And finally, do you agree or disagree with me on this, on what I said in this video, though? As always, sound off on the comment section. Let me know what you think. I hope you hit the like button. I would appreciate that, though. And I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel, though, alright? Anyway, this concludes my thought on the third presidential debate, and the final one, though, that is. It's evening in Southern California, so I'll be getting ready for bed soon, and I will see you again next time when I do another video. Hopefully that will be soon, but until then, from Southern California, I wish you guys a good evening, though. Bye!